Greetings! This is the Flute Sidekick video. Page 32, Slurs and Ties. Page 32, Slurs and Ties for the flute. So, this page is the Blue Belt test page. So, very, very important. Obviously, for you to be able to do these test songs, you're going to need to know what slurs and ties are. Hence the title. Weird. So, basically, there's a symbol in music that looks the same for slurs and ties because you physically do the same thing when you see the symbol. But it is called a slur or a tie based on something different. So right here, you see one of these lines. Okay? Now, you see these three notes here. That's a B flat, that's an A, and that's a G. In a T-T-Ta pattern. B flat A G. T-T-Ta. Now, that right there is a slur in this particular case. Whenever you see this line, what it means to do is you tongue the first note and then you blow through all the other notes. And in this case, you need to change to the right fingerings while you're blowing through it. So instead of with your tongue tonguing ti-ti-ta, you're going to blow here ta all the way through both beats, almost like you're blowing a half note, but you're going to change your fingers. You still tongue the first note, but now you don't tongue the other notes underneath that line. So B flat A G. So if we had that rhythm, but we take that slur in there, now it sounds like this. Without the slur, with the slur. Okay? So you have to have that tongue at the beginning, so don't skip the first tongue. Okay? And then the notes after that need to be slurred, all the ones underneath that line. Okay? So that's what a slur is. Now, a slur is where you're blowing through and you're changing your fingers to make different notes. So you're getting different notes in that. Now, down here, I'll go to this one because this one's circled, so it's a little hard to see. You see, this means to do exactly the same thing. You still tongue this note and blow through that note. But now they're both B flats. Since they're both B flats, it just sounds like you're playing a longer note. Okay? You see two different rhythms, but since you're blowing through them, it looks like it's going to sound like a longer note. So this is called a tie. Okay? A tie means to do the same thing that you did with the slur. But with the slur, you need to change notes, and the tie happens to be the same note, so it just sounds longer. Okay? So that's the difference between slurs and ties. And you're going to need to know that difference for when I test this page. Okay? Now, for actually doing the test, the whole point of the test is that you can figure out music that you've not heard before. Okay? So, because of that, I can't play for you this song here on the top. Okay? I Want Chocolate Cake. I can't play that for you. You need to show me you can figure it out without needing to write down what the notes are. You can figure out the right rhythms and notes and play it correctly for me without having heard it before. Okay? Because that's part of being a musician. Part of reading a book. Usually when someone hands you a book and says, read this, they don't read you the sentence and then you read it back. Usually you need to be able to open up and actually just read that story. Same idea here. You need to be able to figure out a song without someone having played it for you. Okay? So, that I can't do. But in this song, in Practice More, we have a duet. Okay? Now, a duet is where two people play at the same time. two people are playing at the same time. So both these people would be tapping their foot at exactly the same time, keeping the same beat. Okay? Now, as they tap their foot at the same time, someone's reading the bottom line while someone else is reading the top line at the same time. So while someone's playing this F that's tied to another F, and it's half note that's 2 beats, tied to another half note that's 2 beats, so this is a total of 4 beats. So while someone's holding this F for 4 beats, someone else is tonguing the same 4 beats but playing this ti-ti-ta rhythm underneath. And they both the flute players need to be tapping the foot at the same time, so they go through and are together the whole way through the song. Okay? So you are going to need to figure out the top line of this duet. So I'm not going to play the top line for you. But what I will do is, for this recording, I'm going to play the bottom line for you, so you can keep going back to the same spot in the video and try to play along. Now, when you practice for a duet, figure out your part first. Practice that part alone by yourself over and over and over and get it down. Then you go to this recording and you try and play along with the beat in the recording. That way, we'll be kind of doing a duet, like my end's recorded, but it still works. And it's very, very cool. So this is going to be fun. So I'm going to play this bottom part, and you're going to want to mark down the time in the video that I start doing that, so you can go back. All right, and I'm going to play it in a couple different ways. I'm going to do it once slow, so you can play along with it slow if you're having a lot of trouble figuring out the first part and it's easier to stay slow. That's totally fine. There's no marking on here that says it has to be fast or slow. Okay? So you can still pass the test, and that's true with I Want Chocolate Cake as well. You can pass the test if you pick any speed that's comfortable for you, because there's no markings here saying it has to be a certain tempo. Okay? So I'm going to play the bottom part. I almost forgot. The word articulation is important here. Articulation. Articulation is what you're doing with your tongue when you're playing a song. And in this case, blowing through notes without tonguing is a kind of articulation. Normally you tongue the notes, and a slur and a tie changes that fact. So it's an articulation marking. Okay? So sorry, got a little sidetracked there because I forgot to mention it. But for now, I'm going to practice more slowly, and then I'll play it again more quickly, so you can be able to follow along. Now, first I need to get this in a good spot, and I'm going to put the camera where you can see my footwork, because remember, our foot tapping needs to be at the same time. So having the video out and seeing my foot going up and down will hopefully allow you to tap your foot correctly and connect that way. So let me put this down here, along with all the chords and everything that you normally see. All right, there we go. Once again, normally your feet would be together like this, but I think it's kind of hard to see, so I am going to put one foot back so you can clearly see the one foot that's going up and down. But you shouldn't do that normally. It should be together. Okay? So, mark the spot in the video. It's too far away for me to tell you what the time stamp would be. But mark it down. So this is the slow version. I'm playing part B of Practice More, and I'm going to count off, and you would play the top part of Practice More, remembering to do your ties correctly. So, here is Practice More slowly. 1, 2, ready, and. All right. Now, you're going to find that doing playing this slowly will be easier in thinking about what fingers and rhythms to go, but it's going to be quite difficult to play a 4-beat note going that slow because you have to hold it for a long time. So now mark your timestamp again for the video here, and I'm going to play Practice More a little faster. And I think if you're comfortable enough with your fingerings, that you're going to find a faster is going to be easier than the slower. So here we go. So I'm going to go more this speed. Okay, and that's originally more the tempo of the song. I can tell you once again, I can't tell you your part, but my part actually has words. So did I Want Chocolate Cake. And my part's words are practice more. So they're practice more, practice more, practice more, practice more, more, practice more. All right, so this tempo's the faster tempo. So here we go. 1, 2, 1 and 2, ready, go. Okay, so that is the bottom part of Practice More, so you can play along with it, and hopefully you'll be able to, when we test you for it, hopefully you'll be able to, keep Zoom up, but switch over to YouTube and play it from your end and play along with it so I can hear you doing it as a duet. Because when we're in a Zoom class, it won't work with me playing on my end and you playing on your end at the same time because there's always a lag between them. But if you play the YouTube video from your end, it should work. So, good luck. Practice this page really hard. It is challenging music. And I can't tell you what it's supposed to sound like. You've got to do all the figuring out. All right. So good luck with it. I hope you enjoy these songs. I did write them, so I hope you like them. And may the force be with you.